We are interested in the culture, but we also want to change it a little bit. Although yes, I like to do that, but yeah, we move on, and yet at the same time, we move back.
And that's one of the joys of fashion. It doesn't have to be linear all the time.
And fashion, nobody can say that you cannot do what you want to do. You like me, you buy it. You don't like it, it's okay.
I don't have the typical romantic story to tell. I wasn't sketching dresses as a child, and I didn't have a mother who sewed, So it was definitely a world that was quite foreign and seemed very unattainable to someone like myself. But I knew that aesthetic really affected me, because obviously growing up in the 80s, you didn't have Google, you didn't have anything to help get your interest deeper. So you just had to rely on whatever that you had in front of you. And I guess a lot of imagination and dreaming and hoping and wanting. Those feelings can be quite powerful. So the idea is to not just create or design a fabric that is beautiful, but also one that can serve its purpose. We came up with a cheongsam that has, of course, a typical Mandarin collar. And then it has these almost like butterfly sleeves, if you like. Very pronounced, quite exaggerated. Yeah, basically having that amount of volume here at the shoulders. First of all, takes care of the upper arms, which, for a lot of women is like red zone. But, because of all that going on at the top, it just immediately slims down the waist and everything else. So it creates this very universally flattering silhouette. I think every single woman that tried on this style went home with it.
Yeah, I think it's well done. It's very well done. I mean, you're playing with like batik, I told you, which is very beautiful. So obviously Asian.
Yes.
And some of the Chinese stuff you put on, and then with now the ruffles here.
Yeah.
Obviously doing well for you, I think, and I'm sure that young ones will be good to play with it as well, Or maybe they wear it with a pair of denim pants as well. They can wear with sports shoes. They can wear with high heels or anything else. So it's good for the young ones to play with.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of the cheongsam also, that it's actually quite versatile.
Yeah.
It really depends on the woman. It depends on the wearer. Like, what are you trying to express? What stage of life you're at. Like I'm sure many of your clients, for example, are women who have achieved a certain degree of success.
Yes.
Certain degree of status. But on the flip side, there can also be days that it's something very casual, something very simple, easy, but they still want to express their ethnicity or their pride in being Chinese or having Chinese heritage.
We are interested in the culture, but we also want to change it a little bit. Although yes, I like to do that, but yeah, we move on, and yet at the same time, we move back.
And that's one of the joys of fashion. It doesn't have to be linear all the time.
And fashion, nobody can say that you cannot do what you want to do. You like me, you buy it. You don't like it, it's okay.
Sometimes we take the samfu and, for the top, that typical sort of A-line shape, we turn it into a crop top. Sometimes we have like puff sleeves. Sometimes we add in detailing, draping, ribbons, embellishment. And we just hope for the best, because you never know how women would accept that. It needs a kind of acceptance, and not everybody is open to that.
I think you don't have to worry too much. I mean, what you're doing now is going something that's very natural. So you're just doing, and then the rest will just follow. I made my own pants on. I took the first pants on I do when I was in secondary school. I use a newspaper. I cut it what I want to draw. Then a stapler. I pull out and try. Okay, too long, too short. I just take out the stapler, put it out. Then after that, I take the piece of fabric and I make to my pants. And that's how I started as well. So why I have to do the qipaos, for this qipao to survive, I need the Chinese dresses to survive. If it doesn't survive, like I said, end up in the museum. And then in the end, everybody will not be wearing qipao. So when I do the technique, I want it to survive because in the end, when they can wear, they can say, hey, this is a qipao. And that's why I say that I need it for the future. If not, it'll be gone. But Cheongsam is such cut on the bias. On the bias, it allows you to do a bit of sports car. You can also say sit down on the very low seats there, and you don't have to worry about pulling up the skirt so tight and then so that you can see, or you can even like squat down to pick up your babies or your kids kind of thing. This is one of the many ways for this qipaos to survive for the future, and then it's also more contemporary and modern.